Hello and welcome. In today's class, we'll be looking at the insertion sort problem that appeared in ISC Computer Science 2024 theory paper. According to the question, a class insertion sort contains an array of integers which sorts the elements in a particular order. And these are the details of the class. The members of the class are given below. The class name is insertion sort. We have an array to store the array elements, the size to store the number of elements in the array. Then we have a parameterized constructor to set the size of the array. The getArray function is to accept the elements into the array. The insertion sort function that is going to sort the elements using the insertion sort technique. The find function calculates and returns the average of all the odd numbers in the array. And the display function to display the elements in a sorted order along with the average of odd numbers. And we also need to define a main function to create an object and call the functions accordingly to enable the task. So that's the question. Let's start writing the program. So here I have created the file insertionsort.java. So let's start with the import statement. Then we create the class. Now we have to include the data members. Then the parameterized constructor to set the size. And we now create the array object once we have the size. Then the getArray function. Because we are going to do input here, we need to create the scanner object. We give a message to the user, enter array elements. So we run the loop for that. And our getArray function is complete. Next, we have to create the insertion sort function to do the sorting. Now in this function, we run the loop starting from the second element index. So that means I will start from 1 less than size I++. And the ith value is going to be the key element. So ARR of I. And this key element, this current element, has to be compared with all the elements present before it on the left side of it. That's why now we take j as I minus 1. And while j is greater than equal to 0 and the jth element is greater than key. So what it means is, as long as j is greater than equal to 0 and the element on the left is greater than the current element key, as long as this is true, what we are going to do is we keep shifting the key element to the left as long as this condition is true, because as long as the element on the left side is greater, we keep shifting the key element, the current element, to the left. And for that, we need to make some space for that current element so that we can shift it to the left. And for that, we write array j plus 1 equals array of j. which means that we keep shifting the elements that are on the left side. We keep shifting them to the right so that one space will be created for the key element. And at the same time, j minus minus. Next, once we come out of this loop, that means now we know where to put the key element. So ARR of j plus 1, this will be the position where we have to put the key element. And this is our insertion sort technique. Next, we create the find function. So here we need a counter and one sum variable to find the sum of all the odd numbers. So we run the loop from the beginning till the end. If the ith element is not divisible by 2, this means that it is an odd number. So sum plus is equal to this value and also count plus plus, because we need to know how many elements are there that are odd numbers. So once we have the total sum and the count, we need to do the typecasting sum by count. So this will give us the average. Now, if we don't do typecasting, then we will have integer division. Just to avoid integer division, we have done the typecasting here. Next, we have to create the display function. Now, here we first of all print a message using print function sorted list. And we once again run the loop to print all the elements using the print function. So ARR of I with a space. And after that, we have to display the average of odd numbers also. So for that, we write println. And first of all, we go to the next line using \n, and then we write average of odd numbers, and we call the find function to get the answer. That answer will be displayed here. And finally, the main function. So in main function also, we need to require the scanner object because we need to input the size of the array. So here also we create the scanner object. And we ask for the size. So int s equals integer.parseInt in dot next line. Once we have the size, we can create the object of the class. So insert insertion sort obj equals new insertion sort with the size. Then we first of all call the getArray function. Then to sort it, we call the insertion sort function. And finally, to display the result, after calling the find function, we call the display function. And before compiling, just make one more change. Add the data type int here for I because we forgot to give the data type for I. Okay, now let's start executing the program. So array size, let's say 5. enter array elements, let's say 90, 23, 67, 13, 17. And it is sorting all the elements, and it is also displaying the average of odd numbers. Now in the question, it was told to sort the elements in descending order. So all you need to do is just change this sign from greater than sign to less than sign, and that's all. So once again, we give the size 68, 23, 78, 12, 89. And now you can see that the elements are arranged in descending order. So that's all in this class. I hope you have understood how to solve the insertion sort program. Thank you for watching, and see you soon in the next class.